Hello and welcome to Creative Witchy Mama. Thank you for those that are tuning in yet again, and for those that are new here, you're very welcome. Thank you so much. Today, I want to talk about Christmas. It's such a divided thing, I feel, and the more and more I age and grow, or awaken, all of these things. I feel myself changing, some of the family traditions around Christmas. I even had somebody the other day saying, "Are you going to tell Harrison about Santa?" Like it was quite funny. But what I wanted to talk about firstly was how different I feel Australia is compared to the UK. Now, this time last year, I was getting myself all ready to head across to England for Christmas. I stayed over there for like 6 weeks. Harrison was just fresh. We traveled over there when he was only, 11 weeks old. He was so new to the world, and traveling across there was crazy but beautiful. So we got to obviously spend Christmas and New Year's, and there was a lot of birthdays and, all these very special occasions. So, but the difference in like the UK to Australia. So now I imagine the UK is like full of Christmas decorations. Coffee cups are all Christmas themed, and you get like a little, I don't know, snowman or Santa Claus chocolate or something with your coffee. Here, I just don't think people go to that sort of level. I mean, obviously, all the shopping centres deck out in, Christmas decorations, trees, and balls, and all of those things. But it's just not as big. I don't feel. I feel like it doesn't feel as Christmassy either, because of the weather. Obviously in Australia it's a lot warmer. We're heading into our summertime, whereas the UK is in winter. So, all those all those Christmas traditional things, the snow and, all of those things, they make sense in England. They don't really make sense in Australia. But yeah, there is a vast, vast difference of how the two countries look, which is quite interesting, isn't it? Because they're kind of bred from the same people, or majority of. So it's quite interesting how different. But what I also want to talk about is, as a crunchy mum, I guess, what I'm doing with Harrison and how I'll be approaching Christmas. There are obviously some traditions that I will be keeping. I will be putting up a Christmas tree. I love my Christmas tree. I got an amazing Christmas tree last year that only cost me like $50 and is enormous. I actually don't even know if it's going to fit in this house, but I'm going to put it up anyway. But for presents and things like that, Harrison's probably the only person really I'm buying for. But in saying that, I'm also not buying a lot either. And they'll be for things that he needs, and also secondhand. So while everyone's going out making the most of all the Black Friday sales and all of that sort of stuff, I'm, looking high and low on Marketplace for different things, because, well, obviously I shop with a budget, but also I just think he's going to use these things for such a short period, in the majority of. So why am I going to be adding to more commercial consumerism when it's just not needed? I think it's just that time of year when like everyone is trying to make an extra buck. And look, I'm actually not excluded in this. For those that have seen one of my previous shorts, I run a design business, and I have my heat packs and eye pillows and things like that. They're currently on sale. That's a bit different because it's not really to do with the season. It's actually because I've got new ventures happening, new things going on, and I want to clear through the stock so I can really concentrate on those new things that are happening. But it still sits in with all of that, that promo time. So, but yeah, I am really looking for secondhand gifts for Harrison. I won't be going crazy. I have bought some new things, only because I couldn't find what I needed secondhand. One of them is a sandpit. so I can play with him outside a lot more when we're at home, but I have no cover outside of the house. So the one that I've got has actually got like a canopy over it. I had looked already to see if I could find something secondhand, and I couldn't. So I did buy a new one, but yeah, like wherever possible, I will support local businesses. I will purchase definitely secondhand, like Marketplace, eBay, places like that. You know, things op shops. I've bought a heap of books from op shops. I went and picked up some like diggers and things like that yesterday, which cost me only like $20. And I'm going to pick up a bed today, which is free. So like, yeah, I mean, I just pick up so many things, and I think rather than adding to what I see as being a bit of a problem, and that's not for everybody, that's just my view and opinion, I will be going secondhand as much. I'm not buying any new decorations. I've got decorations that I've had for years and I continue to use them. You know, I don't go out and buy crazy stuff. I bought just one pack of Christmas cards. I do like to write cards, and I'll send them across to the UK, which is where most of the people I'll be sending them to are. But yeah, there's just such a vast difference in the way I'm viewing Christmas, I guess. And it's funny, like the question, like I said earlier, about will I tell Harrison about Santa? And I think my response was, yeah, and I think I'm going to tell him how ridiculous it is too. And, you know, I don't want to, I suppose, ruin that magic of Christmas, but I actually just think it is a time where we should be grateful, um, be in, you know, be in a position where we're thankful for all of the people that we have around us, all the people that have been before us. And yeah, and use the time, I guess, as a celebration of family, of getting together, of love, and not this sole focus of gifting. I mean, I love gifting. I absolutely love giving gifts. It's one of my favorite things, but I like to make things. And that's what I'll be doing for anybody else that receives a gift from me. It will likely be a made gift. It won't be a purchased gift because I mean, I think that that's nicer anyway. But yeah, isn't it funny like how our minds kind of change over time. And I guess maybe since the last few years and the way my life has gone has changed it even more. But yeah, it's different this year again. You know, obviously I do have a family member here, which is lovely. I've got my cousin here, so that will be really nice. We'll get to spend Christmas together, so that's really lovely. But it'll be very different because last year I was around lots and lots of family. Also, my partner that's in the UK. You know, I got to spend a lot of time with him too. So, yeah, this year's going to be very, very different. But I would be very interested to hear, you know, have you changed? Like, what have you changed? Have you changed any traditions? Have you changed anything that you do, or your outlook or views on what Christmas is? Have you had children and, you know, you've changed what you're going to do compared to like what your parents do? Do you see it as being a religious holiday? Is it still that, like, or is it that time, like for me, that time to appreciate, you know, the people around us, and to, yeah, but yeah, I'd be interested to know what everybody else thinks about it, and if you have any opinions on how your Christmas is in your country. You know, like does it explode and go like crazy, like the UK, or is it a bit more quiet and subdued, like Australia? Yeah, I think definitely weather plays a big part in that. So yeah, hit me up in the comments, let me know. And if you do like this video, I'd love it if you share, comment, and if you haven't yet subscribed, I would honestly be truly, truly grateful. So until next time, mwah, take care. Bye.